Here we go. You already know, man. It's Deion Dawkins, and you listening to the Real Deal Sports Show on the Beat 105.5.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Real Deal Sports Show. Coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona, on our way to Tucson, Arizona this morning. Oh, it's super hot. Ground is hot, burning up in the rock today. Well, we're going to keep the steam and bring the fire this morning because we broadcast live from the Rock Palm Broker Studios each and every Saturday morning here on Real Deal Sports Show. And I want to thank Rock Palm Broker for being one of our longtime sponsors of the show and telling us what time it is. And hey, it's not too early for that layaway program. Or if you're looking for some gold jewelry, the whole 9 yards, stop on by and check out Rock Palm Broker. I told you his ass should have been ran after the 13-second game. Everybody knew it. You should have fired his ass. The guy should have been gone. You get a lead with 13 seconds left. How do you lose the game? How do you lose the game?
I think we know what time it is, Radman. Whenever we hear the sirens going and we see this, like you said, that steam start to go. But for all our viewing audience, man, I'm going to have to get my wardrobe together because that same gray shirt, they see me in that one just about every week.
Right.
I'm saying, oh, man, for all our YouTube listeners out there, no, this is a new show. This is the same shirt. This is about that time for that good Radman rant.
Thank you so much, man. Like, subscribe to the show. Check the new subscribers from last week. Thank you so much for subscribing. We're looking forward to some new subscribers as well. Look forward to having you real soon. So go to like, subscribe to the show. YouTube, Real Deal Sports Show. Subscribe to the program. Radman Rant. Yes, for your people, the juice. The legendary, the greatest football player to ever suit up for the Buffalo Bills, Orenthio James Simpson. I've been saying it last week. I said it last month. I said it the month before. There's no greater football player to ever play for the Buffalo Bills than the Juice. And what do we have the Pagulas and the crew out there in Orchard Park trying to do with this new stadium? You're not going to, who does that? Jerry Jones doesn't do that. People up at Robert Kraft, the Myras up in LT up on the wall in New York. Why can't your Juice be on the wall inside the stadium? First of all, they're coming with a story about a family. If you don't know, the Bills announced earlier this week that their O.J. Simpson name or any of his information would not be mentioned. Sounds a lot like what they're doing down in D.C., trying to stop erase all black history down there at the Smithsonian and so forth. Sounds like the same thing is about to happen in Western New York. You don't want people to know about your greatest football player, and then you give a lame excuse that you're putting a family thing outside the stadium next to those big old bulls or bisons that you just dropped off there. Amazon dropped them off earlier this week. Those big old bulls that's supposed to be snorting. But J-GILLZ, quick question on that. If you're going to have it outside the stadium, what about the TV audience? You're not going to have a ring of honor where during the game, where you know how they flash during the game and you can see the names of the different legends of the different football from that organization, especially you see it really well in Dallas when they come back from TV commercial and you can see the ring of honor or the wall of honor, whatever you want to call it. You should have those guys, your legends, inside the stadium. They shouldn't be outside the stadium talking about in a family area. What family area? Football never been really a family game, man. You ever been to a game in Orchard Park? I don't think you want to take your family to a Bills game out in Orchard Park when my kid was wearing a New England jersey and some guy get behind me and his wife started getting on him. I said, this is my son. He's 10 years old, right? Or 14 years old. That. Man, I got ejected. Next thing I know, I was laying hands on that man behind me, man. And security come and they throwing me. I say, hey, man, no, my son ain't standing. No, my son coming with me, man. We ain't gonna put up with this type of rude behavior. And then you talk about the Juice, the legendary O.J. Simpson, 2,000 yards in 14 games. That record hasn't been broken yet. Haven't come close to it. He averaged 145.5 yards per game. Some dudes don't even do that in the whole season, man. Running backs in the NFL today, they don't get 145 yards in one game the entire season, let alone 100 yards. This man was doing it week in and week out, and we didn't have a passing game. They had 10 men in the box for the Juice, trying to stop them. And then you talk about this Gorelli guy, the COO. I can't wait to talk to him and get an interview with him. How you talking about off the field? It was a tough. Well, it ain't no tough decision. He's your guy. He's your greatest player of all time. And then the owner, of course, he come with his gas can and threw fire on top of the whole thing, talking about, well, he is. If you want to see him, you can see him over there at the Hall of Fame over there in Canton, Ohio. They got a plaque and his picture and everything over there in Canton, Ohio. Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame, owner. The Hall of Fame. That's where the greats are, the legends of the game. He's your guy. We know you don't know nothing about football. You don't like football. You don't care about football. You don't know anything about the game. We know that, Mr. Pegula. You might as well be watching the World Cup, because I think you don't know anything about that either. So you might as well be watching that as well. We know your wife wanted the team. She was involved with it heavily. But come on. Not to have the Juice up there, that's the football gods do not like ugly. And unfortunately, this is about to bring doom and gloom. If the Bills make the playoffs, I don't see the Bills making a Super Bowl with this type of bad luck. They got to overcome a lot to be good, because you do not do that to your greatest player of your organization. Jim Kelly, are you gonna have Jim Kelly out there? Jim Kelly, hey. The Jim Kelly we see now, and I understand he had a stroke or something. He announced that he's been sick with health issues. Our thoughts and prayers out to Jim Kelly and his family. We hope you get well soon, a speedy recovery to Jim Kelly. But let's talk about the Jim Kelly we see now. That's not the Jim Kelly that played for the Buffalo Bills. Oh, no, that's not the Jim Kelly that came out of the U, out of Miami. No, that's not the same cat, man. Drinking and carousing. And remember that when he broke the woman's jaw in the bar? Everybody, my brother was a police officer, he worked part-time jobs. You know, they always hire the cops at different bars and stuff. And he just happened to be working the bar out there in Orchard Park, or working at the door. He mentioned to me the next day, he said, man, Jim Kelly, he get that fire water in him, man. That guy out of control, man. He iced this woman's jaw right in the bar in front of everybody, broke the woman's jaw broken and everything. And allegedly the police was called out to their home on many occasions for him acting a fool with his wife out there in Orchard Park. Y'all don't remember that? Come on, Pagulas. Y'all don't. Somebody educate the Pagulas on some of his play. How about Bruce Smith? He's suspended for games due to drug abuse. He couldn't play the starting of one season. The Juice never was suspended for anything. He played every game for this organization. He gave his heart. He was the first person to ever get a TV commercial. Guess what? The football players weren't on TV commercials back then, but the Juice got a nationwide with the Hertz car rental company. He was the first NFL player to have a nationwide TV commercial running through the airports. You go down south. We used to go to family reunions down south, and out and about down south. Say, "Oh, we from Buffalo, New York." Buffalo, New York. Oh, that's where the Juice is. Nobody never heard of Buffalo until the Juice got loose up in Buffalo. Well, so come on, Pegula, wake it up. Wake up. Somebody wake that man up and let him know what hey, take that 32 jersey and put it in mothballs. Don't give it to no kicker. Remember last year? This is where the curse really continued last year, J-GILLZ. They brought in a sorry kicker to replace our kicker that had pulled his hamstring or pulled his groin muscle and couldn't kick a couple games. The Bills played the Philadelphia Eagles at home. This clown missed the chip shot extra point. Then he missed another kick. And the Bills lose the game 13-12 because Kelly could, and then because for whatever reason, Josh Allen couldn't get the ball playing on that broken foot. He couldn't set himself and throw a pass to a wide open Khalil Shakir. He was wide open in the end zone that could have won that game, still overcame the kicker. But we lose that game. We lose our position in the playoffs, had to play a tougher seed. The Bills would have had to play the Steelers. That's part of the curse. Why you got a guy on the field wearing number 32? Your greatest player. You put some bum kicker that you had to cut the next week. You just don't give his jersey to anybody. You don't give it. Ralph Wilson never gave his jersey out. He just knew that. He said, hey, he didn't retire jerseys at the time, But then when he started retiring jerseys was after OJ's was well after OJ's on the field issues had taken place, and he couldn't retire. But if he could have, he would have retired the Juice jersey. He just kept it in mothballs to let you know, signify, hey, that jersey. Eddie Abrakovsky never gave that jersey out. The trainer never gave it out, and the owner agreed. Said, hey man, that's a good idea, man. Yeah, don't even give 32 out to anybody. And then here you is just giving it out to any and everybody. Come on, give us a break. Wake up! Somebody tell this man, you're charging high ticket prices now, but you don't want people to know about the greatest player of all time in Buffalo Bills history, the greatest player in the league in 1972 through 75. He was hands down the best player in the entire football league. And you ain't got nobody that come close to being the best player in the entire football league today. J-GILLZ, your comments.
Man, Radman, you definitely sealed that note, man. When you're talking about just this utter disrespect coming from Orchard Park and coming from the Pagula family, I just don't understand it. You know what I mean? When you have a player like that who put Buffalo on the map. Now we understand this checkered past. What athlete of these days doesn't have a checkered past? We see that from all over the place. Whether it's Ray Lewis, whether it's Antonio Brown. These cats are crazy these days. But when you're talking about on the field, to completely dismiss O.J. Simpson, who was not just the best player in the NFL, but has NFL records still lasting and spanning until this day that haven't been broken. Man, you really dropped the ball. You talked about the curse. You go from the Indian grave site, you move next door, and now you starting this up, and man, the conspiracies they're gonna run wild with this one. I just don't see how Mr. Pagula could just continue to do this to Bills Mafia. It started with my man Keon Coleman.
Yeah.
It's just his delusion. The more and more he's in the public eye, man, we just gonna wish Kim good luck getting back healthy. Because the more and more Terry's in the public eye, the more and more he's just looking like a fool in front of the Buffalo media.
Exactly. And you know what other thing? People going to realize what Sean McDermott had to put up with, and what put Sean McDermott, how he kept him out of the limelight, kept him away from the microphone. It lets you know that Sean McDermott was doing a hell of a job, not only on the field, but behind the scenes, and keeping this team together, and not allowing an owner that obviously doesn't know anything about the sport of professional football out of the limelight and away from the microphone. Morris Thompson down on the Beltway. Welcome back. And you're right. Back in the day, Miami was the dominant team when the juice was getting loose. So they came up with the saying, Miami may have the oranges, but Buffalo's got the juice. That was the main theme back then in that day and time period, because the juice used to get down every week, each and every Sunday. He's the only running back. His record was broken by the Derrick Henry last year for the most 200-yard games. Derrick Henry had just broke it with 7. Derrick Henry had 3 of them against Jacksonville. The same team at different times. 3 of his 7 were against the Houston Texans. He just ran all over the Houston Texans. But OJ is the only one of the 3 running backs that had 200-yard game to do 2 up twice. He did it 2 weeks in a row, back-to-back games of 200 yards. And you don't want people to know about that? Man, give me a break, man. Pagula, somebody wake Pagula up, man. Somebody wake him up. The head coach should be trying to tell him something. I guess he's scared. He want to keep his job. He just got the damn job. But Sean McDermott should have been the one. Sean McDermott should have never allowed anybody to wear number 32, because that you put a bum kicker with the Juice's number, and he went out there and missed those chip shots against the Philadelphia Eagles, a game that messed up the Buffalo's playoff rankings and moved Buffalo down, and that moved them down, so they had to play a tougher game. Buffalo could have had an easier road to a possible Super Bowl last year, but the curse, you messing with the juice, you messing with the football guys. Deion Dawkins, he always said, you don't mess with the football guys. And we got our first guest coming on the show right now, coming straight to you, sponsored by Jamaican Soul Restaurant, Food for the Soul, 211 Genesee Street. Go check them out. Check out all the fine food that they have over there at Jamaican Soul, 211 Genesee Street. Check them out. Well, Coach Moody, welcome to Real Deal Sports Show. How you doing? Uh-oh. Yeah, can you say? I can't hear you. Look, you got something going on with your system there. Yeah, you got something going on there with that. Let's see. I see you there, Coach Moody. Look like you definitely ready to talk. Coach Moody,
Coach
ready to talk.
Moody
We'll get
always
it
got a
in, Jay
lot
Gills.
going on. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Welcome, Coach Moody.
I heard you for a minute, and now I can't.
What happened with the you mentioned layoffs for this summer at St. John Fisher? They don't have as many people working this summer for the Buffalo Bills training camp?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Can you hear us? Yeah. Can you hear us? Yeah, start talking. Yeah. Oh, you can't hear us at all. Oh, you can't hear us at all. But J-GILLZ, Coach Moody was saying that they even going to have less people working this year. Less people working this year. We can hear you now. We can hear you now, Coach Moody. Go ahead. Start talking. Okay, he's having technical difficulty. But they're going to have less people there this year because there are only 7 days at St. John Fisher this year. So there's not as many people working. And that hurts the economy up in Rochester this year as well, with only 7 practices. Man, you move all that equipment, move all that up here for 7 days, man. That doesn't seem like a lot right there, does it?
Not at all. And the writing is on the wall, right, man? If you ask me, the writing's on the wall. This is probably going to be the last training camp that the Buffalo Bills is going to have here in Rochester, New York, especially after spending all that money on the stadium. These will be held in Orchard Park moving forward. Coach Moody, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Coach Moody, can you tell us about the staffing changes at St. John Fisher as to why we are only getting 7 days of training camp? You know, you're a staple there at Bill's training camp at St. John Fisher. We see you there every year, Chief of Staff. Talk to us about some of these changes going on.
Well, the move this year was downsized for 7 days. Well, we got the information from the actual Bills camp. I think he wanted to give these guys a shorter period since everybody showed up at OTA voluntary. And I think he felt, well, this is coming from what rumor has from the new Brady being the coach. He wants to put his thumbprint on this Buffalo Bills new training camp and the new wave of direction that they're going to go in 2026. So I guess if these guys, he wants to be a head football coach's football player type of guy, close to the guys. So if they do their part, come in and show up on voluntary, then he says, hey, I'm going to give y'all a quick way in and out. Go get the work done at St. John Fisher. We only stay there out of town for 7 days, and we'll get you back home with your families and your kids doing your home regular routines. The difference with Coach McDermott, he wanted to separate the guys from the day-to-day hustle and bustle of changing diapers and going to the store and running the Wegmans and all of that and hanging out with the family. He wanted just to focus on football. This new coach, I think he wants them to, pony up to him. And if they do as say, then I guess he cuts things short. So that's what I was told. A lot of things are changing and a lot of things are moving fast in the upcoming camp season coming on the 29th.
Wow, that sounds rough there. Usually training camp is where they have the bonding, and they bonded there for about 3 weeks, where you get to know each other a lot better away from Orchard Park. And it kind of worked out. The proof was in the pudding with McDermott, where the guys were here, and they always told stories during the season. You hear them say, "Oh, like so-and-so, his kid is in motocross. He's playing Little League. He's doing," you find out about each other, and you find out you find out that, hey, it's not too different from what your life is going on with your family and friends and how you grew up and things. Maybe a little different, but they all kind of come together. So hopefully McDermott had a way of allowing these guys to get a chance to know each other and find out what's going on. Coach Moody, you said big camp coming up real soon here in Rochester?
Well, it's going to be out there in Cortland University next weekend. The New York State High School Football Coaches Association, that I'm an executive board on, is hosting annually at Cortland University on the 10th. We're doing all the girls' flag football across the state of New York. And you'll have some big name programs out of the Section 6 that's a state representative every year. Is Pioneer, not too far from Orchard Park. around that area. So they're going to be there and present. And also some Section 5 girls out of Webster and a few out of East Ridge and Padula is the high school here in Rochester on Norton Street at Franklin campus. They'll be showing up for the first time and being able to participate in that large camp and tournament for all girls flag football. I think they got almost 39 teams total for this year for that. And the next following day on July 11th, we'll host all the boys across the state of New York, from Long Island past to Western New York, all in flag. I think we're going to host around 62 total programs are coming in. And we cut down the lineman challenge because of the area of under construction. So we're down to only 25 lineman challenge programs. But we got a lot of our Section 5 normal teams coming for the boys, and that should be good. The Monroe of the Worlds of Rochester City Schools won the tournament in small class last year, and they're looking to come back to revenge everything again, from what I was told.
Excellent. Flag football is blowing up big time, Coach Moody. They're taking away from lacrosse and taking away from softball. Girls softball and girls lacrosse have severely been hurt by the emergence of flag football. And do you think they might move it to the fall to help some of those spring sports out? What's your opinion on possibly Section 5 moving it during the football season to have the girls flag football during the fall instead of in the spring?
Well, Jen Lipinski is the head coordinator over the state, and she represents the Section 5 area here, part of the program here with the Section 5. I don't know if they want to move it, but there's been some discussion points on how they can try to balance that out with how many girls playing in the spring versus how many girls play the fall sports. So that's a possibility, because then probably it's about field space, because the boys play certain days. Then you got another field hockey going on certain other days with the soccer kids. So I think they're going to look at how much field space would you have if you moved it to the fall, because then they got to use the same fields or add on the fields for those programs. And that would be the discussion points, is having locations and field time for those kids.
Absolutely. Then you got like you said, to your point, you got girls soccer, you got girls volleyball, girls cross country, a
Yep.
lot of these other fall sports that these ladies are really truly doing a fantastic job at. So that would be the only caveat to moving that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you also attended some camps, Ray Davis, Dawson Knox, and somebody else. You went to some of the football Bills camps this summer?
Yep, I just did Ray Davis last Sunday over in Chickawaga High School, and we had about 152 kids participate. And that was a free football camp for those participants. He even had his foundation set busing for kids that couldn't afford their families to drive them out to the camp. So he hosted a bus, and they left from here out of Rochester last weekend, and he took care of all of that and financed it and took care of his coaches. Very nice young man, has a well kept secret there with him, and a great story about his background and his life. The Bills got a diamond in the rough with him. Really stern, fast forward type of guy. Looking forward to doing great things with the Bills in Orchard Park. Um, Great young man. I did Dawson Knox camp late May, I think it was. And my guy coached Nathan Carter Jr., that's with the Atlanta Falcons. He hosted a free camp too at Bishop Kearney back early June on a Saturday on the 6th of June. I think he had close to 100 kids too. And I'm telling you, what a fabulous young man. His story is unbelievable from where he came out of Rochester area. And we got to limelight him a little bit. He may be the second back coming in that season, an opportunity for the Atlanta Falcons behind Mr. Robertson. So that's another one we got to keep an eye on. Oh, yeah, Nathan Carter is legit. I coached him from sophomore year to his senior year at Bishop Kearney. And you can't find a better classy young man. His numbers is going to tell the story when he gets his opportunity. He's going to showcase with his new coaching staff and his new teammates at Atlanta Falcons there.
Excellent. Oh, excellent. Any other news you have to share with us this morning, Coach Moody?
Well, at this point, we're going to still keep striving to keep our young men and women active in these upcoming seasons. The season for the fall football will start 17th of August. So there's a lot of different teams right now in preparation for early camps. They're doing a lot of 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s, individual work. They even hosted the OD camp. That's the longest standing camp in the United States since 1969. They came here 2 weeks ago at Nazareth University, and that's usually where the grounds for their program. You get kids from the New Hampshires, the Connecticut's, parts of PA. They will show up here out of town to come here and do that camp. So that's a big full contact football camp from ages 8 all the way up to 18. And
wow.
They had a good time there. They had about 50 participants with that. So these are things that are going on in our community, right in our backyard, around the corner from us. And there's a lot of young kids doing girls flag football on these youth programs that I just found out 2 months ago during the spring. They're doing girls youth football also. So the cheerleading girls ain't just doing that. They're into spring flag football on the youth level. So our HBCU program is going to take effect early October. The 3rd is the game. I think the 29th of September should be the football HBCU expo with the colleges coming into town. But I'll verify that once I get with the city on that. But we're planning a big celebration with that. With Lincoln University out of Pennsylvania will be the host team against Virginia State being the visiting team. They'll be bringing their bands, their pageantry, the cheerleaders, the whole nine, the color guard, all of that. It's going to be a good week of HBCU, and I'm hoping that the city does the things they said they're going to do and promise, and this is going to be a great one this year.
Exactly, Coach Moody. I can't wait for that one. That was a big one, too. October 3rd, Saturday, October 3rd. So people mark your calendar, Saturday, October 3rd for HBCU Football Classic. But also it's going to be the expo. There are going to be a few other things taking place that the city, I'm sure, City of Rochester will be announcing shortly, letting us know what's going to take place that week going into Saturday, October 3rd. Always a good chance to see the recruiters from the various HBCU schools, historical Black colleges and universities come to town, and we're getting more and more students. Even one of our graduates from Memorial AME Zion Church, she's going to be going to Morgan State. And got some good scholarship dollars from the school, and also a very smart young lady from Churchville Chi-Li School District. Congratulations to the young lady, and congratulations to all the graduates who graduated and moving on to higher learning, or if they get into work and get the job. Hey, you could do what you got to do. It's time to move on. Coach Moody, thank you so much. We're going to have you back on the show again real soon when it will be, once again, Coach Moody's time on Real Deal Sports Show.
Thank you, gentlemen. Have a safe and fabulous holiday, 4th of July, to you and your families. Many blessings, brothers.
Much love, Coach Moody, as always. Looking forward to the next time.
Yes, my brothers. Take care.
Take care. And J-GILLZ, we got to get Coach Moody out to Thali of India restaurant. Got to get out to Thali of India's restaurant at 3259 South Winton Road in the Windjeff Plaza. Thali India, experience award-winning authentic Indian food in a warm, inviting atmosphere. The lunch buffet has won the best buffet deal in all of Monroe County. All of Monroe County. They're the best. Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the lunch buffet. Dinner, 4:40 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. 3259 South Winton Road in the Windjeff Plaza. Right, J-GILLZ?
Thali of India's. I know everybody want that barbecue today, but guess what? You might be able to catch a lunch buffet right at Thali of India.
That's right. You just might. Kevin Cheek, if he's in the rock today, welcome Kevin Cheek back to Real Deal Sports Show. Morris on the Beltway. I know when Morris Thompson come up here, I got to take him out to Thali of India, man. I know he's used to the ribs and all that other throwdown grub there, but when he comes up here, most likely for Carabana weekend in August, when he come through this way, we definitely going to have to get him to where we got to get him to enjoy the fine food there. J-GILLZ, back on the football note, we got to talk about Chris Johnson, legendary running back for the Tennessee Titans. That was very sad news to hear about him. Wasn't it, J-GILLZ? Right? J-GILLZ there. I think J-GILLZ is there with me. I think he's with me there. J-GILLZ, we got you. How about the Fanatic? Fanatic, welcome. Oh, well, here's another one we could take to Daily of India's boyfriend, and we benefit from that nutritious buffet they offer at Daily of India's. The Fanatic, welcome back. How you doing this morning?
What's going on, Real Deal Sports family? What's up, Coach Moody? What's up, the Radman? You are hot as you always are. I know, Bilal, shout out to you, my brother, on the ride. Safe travels. And then the one and only J-GILLZ, who I know will be popping back on. You're absolutely right, man. We see some of these amazing superhero type athletes, and and I feel so bad for especially somebody like Chris Johnson, who seemed to do everything right, get out of his situation, leave the NFL, not as broken up. Obviously, still has some major injuries, but to be 39 years old and just say a year ago he was saying that somebody who has daughters, I have a 6 and 4-year-old daughters, they always want to get picked up. They always want to get picked up, and to say that a year ago you realize a little bit of softness in your handshake. And for any of those in our family listening to the show, hey, you know about the grip. Got to have the grip ready, and to realize that your grip isn't right, and then that turns into a year later, you're deteriorating so much that you cannot speak, only speaking through, and thank God he has the means for it, to speak through a computer utilizing just your eye movement is crazy. So I'm glad that the Ice Bucket Challenge is back. Got to continue to do research. And I mean, I still think so much so that cancer research, we got to continue to figure out these diseases that affect all of us, no matter what you look like, sound like, where you're from. It's these diseases, man, can take you out. So health over everything, man. So it was a sad thing to say.
It definitely was the recovery. And I think football still has something to do with that.
Fanatic, when you shared that to us, I mean, you never realize, what these athletes can go through. It sounds like it was just, I know he had to deal with that, but man, it's just, you never know who it could affect. So the fact that he's able to speak out like that, bring this issue back to light. Because, in our society, so many times it does become a fad. You do the Ice Bucket Challenge and you move on, not realizing the effects that it has on humanity. So to see him do that, man, it's truly sad. And all we can do is continue to pray for him and his family, and hopefully they can find a cure. Because right now, like you said, I mean, no cure at all. It's just tough bout.
No doubt. Wait, and J-GILLZ, I know, Brad, man, you come in. I just want to just double check or just add on to that. J-GILLZ, you're right. I think we could also always donate if we got. I know things are high, it's tough, but it's like, hey, you know what? Maybe we don't go out this weekend, or maybe, hey, we don't buy that filet mignon. We buy that top round steak instead, or just leave it alone, man. Next thing you know, you can save a couple of dollars to put it in there. But ultimately, this is what I love. It's the scoreboard, and then it's the game of life. It's the score of the game, and it's the game of life. And that's why I love this podcasting space where athletes can talk about what's going on. Like, I love the Pivot podcast. Channing Crowder, he looks good, talk wild. My man said he had 19 surgeries. To think about 19 surgeries, man. Shoot, man. Again, we only family here talking about it. Hey, I'm thinking about, like, hey, if my wife and I feel like we good on kids, I went to a urologist, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I want to go down to make sure I get that taken care of. To say you went down for 19 surgeries, and again, he walked around fine. I love that these podcasts, we can talk about what's real, what's really going on, and let it hear, not through the journalist point of view. Let the athlete come directly to the consumer, people who are listening, to really talk about, yeah, it's great. Yeah, we see them on Sundays, but there's a story that leads up to what happens on Sundays. Again, I love the Greg Oden story, the story of redemption, man, and just to hear what's going on. When you 19, you drinking, you partying, you got, like, these are real life people. They got real life issues. And so to hear what's really happening with these young athletes, now we can figure out, especially when they look like us, any athlete, but especially ones that look like all of us on this call, how can we help them and prepare them to be as successful as we can? And Radman, which you do a great job of, better than anybody in the TV podcasting world, is how do you hold people accountable? These coaches, putting players in bad situations, treating them wrong. Mental health, I know it's a taboo term, but people always playing mind games. How do you do that? I know people deal with that on a 9-to-5 job. How do you deal with when folks are playing mind games and you don't really know where you stand? That definitely takes a toll on your work performance, but more importantly, your family importance as well.
Absolutely, everybody, and remember, remember definitely as you deal with that type of situation. If you need auto health or loan insurance, you know you gotta go to Miriam Rivera Insurance Agency. Make sure you check out our friend of the show, longtime advertiser as well. Want to give her a shout out as well. She's doing a fine job over there. Award-winning Miriam Rivera Insurance Agency over there at 1038 Lyle Avenue or 511 Bean Road, Suite B. Call 585-360-0094. If you're getting on a motorcycle or got a boat out there, be safe before you register it, first of all, and then go see Miriam Rivera. She'll get you the proper insurance at a reasonable price. And now she has 3 locations as well. But you check her out. Give her a call, 585-360-0094. Guys, NBA trades. Let's get into it. NBA. What's going on? Fanatic, I know you got something to say about the Lakers. What's going on with the Lakers, man? They making an all-white team out there?
If it ain't white, it ain't right. That's what the Lakers' new motto is. If it ain't white, it ain't right. That's what they trying to say, man. It's going to be, the Lakers need to fire J.J. Redick, not really, but they need to hire my man Mike D'Antoni. Phoenix Suns, the Lakers should play like your favorite YMCA Lifetime Fitness Rec League. Just get up and down the court. Let's keep going. Let's go up and down. They going to get 120 put on them. Lakers got to score 130 a night. Some games they're going to do it. Some games they not. They're not going to win a championship. I've always kind of felt, yes, Luka's better than Trae Young. They had the draft day trade, get that. But Luka, to me, again, he had a great team or a great run with the Dallas Mavericks to get to that finals where they lost to Jaylen Brown and the Celtics. But, man, I like this Laker team. I don't know. I like a Walker Kessler. For those who don't know, he did come out of he was, again, he's talented, got recruited and went to University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and then he transferred to the University of Auburn. So he an SEC guy, so definitely a little bit of a fan of that. But, man, this Lakers team is going to be interesting. J-GILLZ, what you think about it?
I know, Fanatic, I could not let you come for the Lakers like that.
And I'm a Lakers fan, but go ahead.
I could not let you come for the Lakers like that. Talking about they ain't going to be able to play no defense, but you just got Walker Kessler, one of the best rim defenders in the league, one of the best offensive rebounders in the league. Come on, man. You just traded DeAndre Ayton. They're going to get a backup big. Don't be surprised if you see another shot blocker. If they trade for somebody like Gafford from Dallas, man, the Lakers are back.
The Lakers are back. Man, Coach Moody almost fell out, too. You see the Radman just come. What do you mean they back? Man, they back from where?
You got Colin Sexton. You got Quentin Grimes. You got some pieces on the bench.
Who going to play defense, J-GILLZ? You can't have – Walker Kessler is one man. You got 4 guys who going to be getting blown by as soon as off of one little pump fake. Now everybody getting blown. He can't guard everybody.
And they can't guard them. Austin Reeves, we've seen it. And you talk about J.J. Redick, fire J.J. Redick. J.J. Redick is one of the great offensive minds in the game right now. Offensively, and then the IQ of all these players. Now, granted, we did lose a high IQ guy in LeBron James.
And
you know what I mean? But Father Time is Father Time. We got these young cats over there, Luka, Austin Reeves, and then Kessler. I'm loving what I'm seeing. We got Mambu, and then you got the bench, Quentin Grimes and Colin Sexton, and there's still more moves to be made. The Lakers are going to be a top 4 team, just like they were last year, and they'll definitely have an opportunity to win an NBA championship this year. Come on, man.
J-GILLZ enjoyed his 4th of July already. Put the cup down. Hey, we got it on record. J-GILLZ, I'm gonna hold on. I want to let you hear what you just said. You said the Lakers will be a top 4 team in the West and have a chance to be a viable NBA championship threat.
Just like they were this year. And had Luka not gotten hurt.
Yeah, he always get hurt. He like to drink. And he drink during the season. You think he get hurt randomly? Dog, he get hurt every year.
Luka gonna be okay, man.
It's
his team, the responsibility. He's gonna answer the call. Fanatic. He's gonna answer the call.
So just like here we go.
Yeah, but is he gonna be in shape? That's the big. That man doesn't stay in shape.
But no, is he gonna be available too? He got to be out there. He got to be out there. The dude got hamstring injuries, saw stitch. It's never broken leg. Never dislocated ankle. I'm not trying to wish that on him. I'm just trying to show the clear metaphor. It's soft tissue injury because you're Radman. You're right. He's not in shape. So J-GILLZ, he gonna all of a sudden, this is gonna be the year. He gonna put it together, play what? 82 games? Is that too much to add? 75 games? And they're gonna be a top 4 team in the West. Just so you know, OKC is not being moved. You know, San Antonio not being moved. You know, Denver's not being moved conferences. You know, Minnesota, that's going to be interesting, huh?
What was it? The Lakers were a top 4 seed this year.
They had LeBron James holding them down.
Come on, man. And let's talk about this. Luka's 2 years removed from being in the NBA the NBA Finals in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
Granted, he had Kyrie, and he ain't had nobody else. Luka was dropping 30, giving you triple doubles in June. So 2 years removed, I'm still seeing that Luka has enough left in the tank. 26, 27 years old. He's going to get it done. He's got the pieces around him. And y'all got to stop sleeping on Walker Kessler.
No. We not.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, guys, I need Coach Moody as a referee or something. Get our jerseys on and be referees in this one. But we gotta figure out what's going on with LeBron. There's a lot of other trades going on too.
Yeah, Jaylen
Brown. You got LeBron, Jaylen Brown. What about the Jaylen Brown move?
Yeah. Radman, I know where you're going. I'm gonna end it right here, J-GILLZ. Hey, OKC wasn't who they are now. San Antonio, that monster that again, Wemby had a struggle in the final. He is going to get better. They were not. That is not who you were 2 years ago. The price of 2 years ago is not the price of today. I can't wait, J-GILLZ. Hey, I got you on record. I can't wait to keep watching. I know you ain't hard to find, my brother. But JB, hey, that was just, to me, the ultimate disrespect. Radman, Coach Moody, Real Deal Sports. Boston basically put 2 middle fingers up to Jaylen Brown. They gave him 2 middle fingers. This is a family-friendly show. Hey, we beat. Don't throw me off the air now. But to me, Boston just gave him 2 middle fingers and said, hey, man, you traded somebody in division. Usually everybody's trying to get your superstar to the other conference. Nope. They turned around and said, we're going to trade you not only in the East, but in our same division. Jaylen Brown, that Boston team, I don't get it. But to me now, it's Paul George. Man, the NBA has an infatuation with him. Paul George gets traded for all the great superstars, and then they run around and look like he's PG. We're PG-13. Same thing every year with him, and especially in the playoffs. And let's not be real. Again, sports we don't talk about as much anymore. Paul George was suspended most of last year. Why was that? Because my man was on some banned substances to help get his body back. Man, he's 36. We all see Brady and LeBron. Hey, Radman. Shoot, I know right now. I'm 36. Shoot, man, playing at the Y, my hips hurt, my knees hurt, ankles hurt. I know they the best of best athletes, but you 36 years old playing 82 games, and then to J-GILLZ's point, trying to play really 100 games to get you to the finals and win, man, that's a lot for your body. God made us perfectly. That's a hard thing to do. So to me, I think the Celtics were tripping. I love what Philly is doing. Radman, I'm intertwining. If Philly gets LeBron James, I know folks want him to go back home or go to Miami. Shoot, I would love him to help facilitate that Philly team because my only concern, I ain't worried about J-GILLZ, man, Embiid. I've been telling y'all about Maxey. I'm telling y'all about VJ Edgecombe. The young boy can play. He a young lion. The only thing now, Jaylen Brown, he going to get his shots, which cut in the Edgecombe's. You get a LeBron James to facilitate that. Watch out, New York. Philly and New York will be on a collision course, and that will be something interesting to see. What you say, J-GILLZ?
Man, first and foremost, you said it right. But I think we got to stop being emotional when it comes to the business of basketball. Jaylen Brown got traded. You know what I mean? Jaylen Brown, we're acting like him and Jason Tatum were just the best of friends running rampant through the Eastern Conference. Those years are way, way past us. When they was making those 6 straight trips to the conference finals and both of those guys getting drafted 3rd overall in those consecutive year drafts. And yeah, those guys are making over $300 million now. You got contract extensions coming up. You know what I mean? You got to really build these rosters. We saw you had to let go of a guy like Kristaps Porzingis. You had to let go of Drew Holiday and company. Al Horford even. You know, you can't keep these rosters together with these guys making all of this money. And when it came down to it, Jaylen Brown caught the short end of the stick. Now, to get traded to Philly, that is a bit insulting. In the division, basically they're saying they don't give a dang if we got to play you, they don't give a damn. You even in the Eastern Conference, you could have went over to the West. Houston, I thought for sure that KD would have found his way back in Boston or to Boston, rather. But yeah, man, we got to stop being emotional. He was going to get traded, and we know why he was going to get traded. He's going to get traded because of his relationships with the teammates. He's going to get traded because of the money that was owed. And when it comes down to it, I think Boston, they was good. Once you missed out on Giannis, you lost that anyway because he wasn't going to get anybody nearly as good as Giannis. But to get Paul George and 2 first-round picks, you're going to flip Paul George. And if we're talking about Boston and the way they play, one thing that Paul George can do, he can fit in that system easily. Jack up a bunch of threes. He's going to knock down 3 a game. His value is going to be through the roof. That's all he can do. And his 36 years of age is jack up threes and make them. And he's a bit bigger. He can defend a little more helpful. He got Mitch Robinson helping him out. I think that he's a good fit for this Boston Celtics team. I don't think they're going to keep him, but I do think his value is going to skyrocket in this system.
It sounds like a plan. In Boston, keep in mind, Boston does not like black men that speak out, outspoken black men at all. They're notorious for getting rid of anybody that speaks their mind. And Tatum seems like a guy that's going to hold the corporate line and just do what he got to do to play and get it done. And Jaylen Brown is more that California guy, very smart guy. He was talking about robotics. I saw him talking about robotics recently. Man, this guy, he's a heavyweight, man. He's like an Aaron Rodgers type guy, very heavyweight type guy. And no, Boston wasn't going to keep him there. Guys, we run out of time, but I want to get a quick one in for you guys. What do you think about this guy, Dave Cavalli, the pitcher calling Will Contreras of the Boston Red Sox? He told him, go sit down, boy. After he struck him out, go sit down, boy. And you heard it right. The announcer said, oh, man, we just heard that right on the right. The announcer was even shocked when he heard it, man. Contreras is going through some things because of the Venezuela, the landslide and the earthquakes over there. Earthquake, his family is in danger. He may have lost some family members and friends over there in Venezuela. And this guy going to holler out, go sit down, boy, and didn't get thrown out the game when Contreras tried to go tighten him up. Your take on it, Fanatic?
Hey, I'll be quick on this. I'm just going to go back to it. The score of the game and the game of life. We watch these athletes and they are superheroes, man. But they all got lives and families out there that's going on. The man, again, the dude was in competition. Radman, and anybody listening, if you play sports, you might have said at some point in time something that you probably was a little bit disrespectful, maybe something on the line that goes with it. He shouldn't have called him, go sit down, boy. But, hey, my brother it was a pitcher. He set a no-hitter record, the last no-hitter in the city, champion in the city, last no-hitter by a high school player in the city of Rochester. Shout out Big O. I done seen my big brother, my big little brother say some things. You want to tell somebody, hey, this is a competition, me versus you, especially with baseball. To me, it's a little bit out of line, but we say things. But the more important thing is, I can understand Will Contreras. Hey, he might be a little bit more short fused because, again, the score of the game, the game of life, what's happening in Venezuela is bigger than the game of baseball.
Absolutely, but you don't call nobody a boy. White man don't call a brother a boy out there. I don't care if you're in the bar. If in the bar, he would have got a chair over his head, man. Man, it would have been Nuck City right then and there, man. Bump City Bumpus would have been on.
Fanatic could have said it better yourself.
I was ready to come to the TV like when he said it.
I didn't know we breaking records over here. I didn't know all that now. You know what I'm saying? That's good to know.
Yeah.
Big O with Omar Reddy with a shut it down pitch.
Talking crazy like that. Yeah, that was uncalled for.
But and I don't want, we're not gonna get political, but again, we can see where things, it's one thing to stay in the game, and you're right, Radman, that was a little bit over the line to me, but again, we all play sports, we all probably said something about somebody's mama while you playing, that next thing you know, sometimes it's okay, sometimes you gotta fight it out, but again, then you get things like, unfortunately, that Carmelo situation, what happened in Dallas, you over in a tent, now things go way too far, like, it's just sports trash talk. You're right, Rabbit. We all grown men. I don't care who you are. Don't call me no boy. I get what you're saying, but in the spirit of competition, sometimes your mouth go a little bit wrong. So Wilson Contreras was okay to try and go after him. But I want to go ahead, Rabbit.
Hey, BacSpin, I would have went Ron Marichal. I would have put that bet.
Okay.
He said,
it would have been great to remember.
Radman's gonna be Nuck
all night long, man. We're gonna get that dude, man. Who you calling? What? You call boy? Sit down, boy. Everybody heard it too.
But,
Yeah, if he did it like if it was just them one-on-one, then it might have got a pass. But when you're doing it in front of people like that, you know, it feels more disrespectful, you know, and you gotta say something. You gotta. I mean, I think any one of us as a black man would definitely have something to say about that. And
BacSpin, you're right. BacSpin, you're right. But let's be real too. If it was any one of us and we heard it and he said it to you, BacSpin, no, I'm jumping over the bench. I'm jumping out there. I might get there before you do, man. Hey, we know culturally that ain't it, man. That ain't it. Hey, I will just say, I know we about to wrap it. Shout out to Aroldis Chapman, the flamethrower, set the all-time record for strikeouts by a reliever. Took him 17 seasons. Can't believe he's still out there throwing it the way that he did. Yankees, fire Brian Cashman. I've been saying it for 2 years. This lineup is not going to win the championship. The Yankees now are just a regular team. George Steinbrenner would have been giving out the money. He was the first rainmaker. He was paying for his championships, but that's all right. Now we try to do it like everybody else, homegrown talent. And this, hey, man, go get you a real slugger. We need help besides Aaron Judge. Last but not least, I'm not a huge soccer fan. We would be remiss. We got to shout out Team USA. Yeah. I looked up. I remember watching them back in the day. I remember when they used to tell me Freddie Adu was the next guy. That was the only player I really saw, him and Josie Altidore. Now black people all over the pitch out there for Team USA. Let's get it against Belgium. We lost our best player who's suspended for a bad red card. Hey, but Monday night in Seattle, hey, my TV will be turned on. I think it's 6 p.m. on Fox, man. Let's shout out USA, man, because them against Belgium, hey, man, it looks a lot more. It looks a lot different with how much more faster, athletic. Hey, and it's cool to see some people that look like me out there on the pitch for Team USA. Let's go.
Exactly. And Antonio Freeman, former Green Bay Packer, all Hall of Famer on the Green Bay Packers Wall of Fame. His son is one of the key players for the Team USA as well, BacSpin. So you're seeing more and more of these young black kids getting into soccer. Now we done uplifted the game of soccer here in America.
Come on.
Hey, don't give us a game too long that we won't figure out and try to be the best at. You know, it's just that competitive spirit in us. You know what I'm saying? If we gonna play, we gonna play. You know what I mean?
You know it, BacSpin.
We're gonna be the best.
There, fellas. Happy 4th of July to you guys. Enjoy your 4th of July weekend. It's rare that it's on a Saturday, so we're gonna enjoy it this weekend. That's for sure. You guys have a great one.
Yeah, hey, BacSpin, if you DJing somewhere, BacSpin, I'm coming to get down with you, man. Just say it. I'm ready to turn up tonight. Let's get it. Anniversary. Shout out to my wife. Happy anniversary, baby.
Happy anniversary to you and your wife, Fanatic, man. For real. Word. Yes. Black love. Gotta love it. All right. Yep. Keep it where you need it, Rock City. Y'all know the vibes. It is the Back in Time Mix Show on the way right here on the beat 105.5.